Hello everybody, I hope you guys are all doing well. So today I want to do a reading on whether Europe will start leaking more information and more dirt on Trump. So you know that the calls between Steve Witkoff and Russian's foreign policy advisor Yuri Ushakov were intercepted. And not only between them, but also between the Russian guys, between Ushakov and one named Kirill Dmitriev, who's the head of the Russia's sovereign fund. And while, the Witkoff, the American guy, call could have been intercepted maybe because Witkoff used an unsecured phone, but the fact that they leaked information about the communication between the Russian guys, it's evidence that the European intelligence service is inside this Russian secure pathway that Moscow believed that was locked down. And in doing so, in leaking this information, Europe had to burn that access on purpose. I mean, kind of like destroy whatever they had and expose themselves. And this shows that this is a decision made not just by one rogue country that decided to release this. It's a calculated decision within the alliance. And, to blow your cover and to, in a way, to sacrifice this such an important access that they had, that services usually spend years, decades to cultivate that kind of access. To reveal this intentionally means that Europe thought that the risk posed by US-Russia, this shadow diplomacy, is so great that they're willing to destroy one of their most valuable sources to stop it. It was a strategic decision, and they signaled that they were monitoring the Miami channel, and those that are conducting it should assume that they are visible. And they also signaled to the Kremlin that European penetration of Russian communications infrastructure is not hypothetical, it's operational. So now I'm going to quote from this analysis. It says that this was not a message written in words, it was written in the choice of what to leak and what to withhold. The benign slice they chose to release rather than the damaging content they kept follows a classic intelligence pattern. When a service wants to send a warning without blowing up the geopolitical environment, it releases the smallest possible piece that demonstrates access. That leaves the final question, why now? So the answer is straightforward. Europe decided that stopping Russian influence operation inside the US national decision chain now outweighs the cost of exposing their capabilities. They also signaled to the White House that any attempt to run off-book diplomacy with Moscow will not be uncontested. The warning was calibrated and unmistakable. Someone in Europe sent a message so clear that anyone who has ever worked behind classified doors can feel the shift. They did not reveal the conversation. They revealed the system behind it. They revealed they are inside it. They revealed they are watching. And for the actors who built the Miami channel, that changes everything. Their private discussions were never private. Their assumption of secrecy was never real. Their belief that they were moving unseen was incorrect. Europe did not just publish a leak. Europe fired a warning shot. It crossed across oceans, it landed in two capitals, and it hit its marks. So let's see, what can we expect after this warning shot from Europe to Trump and Russia? So we're going to have Europe on this side and Trump on this side. What can we expect in the future? Will they reveal even more dirt on Trump? It's possible that Europe even knows what Russia may have on Trump, but protected him because of Europeans' loyalty towards United States. But now that he betrayed Europe, maybe they'll start leaking everything. So let's see. Let's see. So we have Europe on this side and Trump on this side. God, I can't believe that Americans really voted for Trump again. I can't believe it. And even if, let's say that the elections were rigged, in some way, it's still a lot of Americans voted for that guy. Unbelievable. Let's see. Europe. Ooh, betrayal. Betrayal. The Ten of Swords. Trump. Knight of Cups. Page of... They're furious. They're gonna get angrier and angrier. And, justice here for Trump. Let's see, the Magician. They still have the power. It's gonna get more tense and more tense between Europe and America, I believe. Because it's still like Europeans put themselves in a really weak position by depending on United States for all these decades. We should have done something to become more independent. Because now we're, there's American bases all over. And at some point I was saying that, after Trump won, I was saying that now we're in danger, because if Trump all of a sudden decided to ally with Russia, he has here bases on our land, and they become our enemies and we're occupied by them. So yeah, I don't know. The Moon card and the Two of Pentacles. So with this, although there is this betrayal here with the Ten of Swords, and they're angry Europeans, this Page of Swords, but they still, I feel like they still withhold certain things. Yes, they have the power to make certain decisions, but because they have the Two of Cups on top, it means that they'll make all the efforts to keep it friendly, to not escalate things. They'll even sacrifice certain things just to maintain here the balance, the alliance. And Trump here appears to be an ally. He pretends, with this Knight of Cup energy, he's benevolent. He has good intentions actually, but he's taking measures. And with the Judgment, this is kind of something is over, because this has this finality energy to it. And with the Moon card, it's deception, lies. So he's going to continue with his game. With the Justice card, it could mean that Trump is threatening Europe with retaliation of some sorts. So the main thing that I'm seeing here is that Europe would make a grave mistake to trust Trump's promises, and it appears that he will make certain proposals, but it's deceit, it's lies. And I hope that they're not fool enough to fall for it. This Two of Cups, agreements, let's keep it friendly. So I'm not sure what to say from this. I think it's still a part, because with the Page of Swords, this is also the spy card and the information that they have. There's still a potential for them to leak more damaging stuff on Trump, but only if it gets really, really bad, because the tendency that I'm seeing from this card, the general energy for the outcome is this: preferring to maintain the alliance to not rock the boat. But they're being misled, they're being deceived by Trump. But something is over. The alliance, it's broken. This cannot be undone. I don't care, even if Trump gets impeached, removed, whoever comes as president or into power in the United States, things will never be the same, because all the countries have learned their lesson not to rely on the United States anymore and to seek other alliances, other ways of support. Because what if this happens again? Because we cannot trust Americans. If they voted for Trump twice, they're not to be trusted anymore. So the damage that Trump has inflicted on United States alliances, it cannot be undone. That's it. It's over. And we can see also with the Ten of Swords, something is over. This is dead end. The 10 is the last number. It's finished. Finito. Also with the Judgment, next phase, next stage. It's dead already. The coffins. So this is it. We're now entering a new phase in the geopolitical alliances. The world is shifting. And I'm mad about Europe because they sat on their ass for 4 years pretending that Trump was anything else other than Putin's lapdog. Which, it was perfectly clear for a lot of people since, at least since 2018 with the Helsinki meeting. And Europe delegated its responsibility to protect itself from Russian aggression to a Russian compromised president. Oh, God, I swear to God, it's only, I only have respect for Zelensky as a leader and for Maya Sandu from Moldova's president. The rest of them, weak. They're weak and they're barely doing anything to help us, to protect us. Just like, the Democrats, they should have locked Trump up, Merrick Garland and all those people who are in charge. You mean the CIA, the most capable intelligence agency in the world? You mean to say that they didn't have information on Trump and what was going on and what was Russia doing to them? And now you have American influencers paid by Russia to spew garbage and propaganda into people's heads. And I honestly think that our societies here in the West are like Swiss cheese. They're where we have holes, we're infiltrated in every level by Russians, and we are gonna collapse if we are not going to remove this, if we're not gonna protect ourselves against this. I don't know how to call it, hybrid warfare, the information warfare, active measures. But if we're not doing something to remove them and to protect ourselves, we're gonna collapse. We're all going to collapse. The West has overestimated itself and underestimated Russians. And because they thought that they won the Cold War, that's why they lost it. Ukraine is the only country that is actually fighting for freedom and democracy and liberty. The rest of us we're all collapsing under the weight of our own stupidity because we've been poisoned by Russia for decades, and especially for the last 10 years. We have been under severe attack, and that's why the division that you see in the United States and everywhere, this is by design. This is not organic. This was designed, and until we recognize that these are our enemies, and until we figure out a way to fight them, we're lost. Yeah, so anyways, back to the card. So what I'm seeing in here when it comes to Europe, there is a potential here with the Magician. They do have the powers and the tools and they could do something, but I'm discouraged by this card on top, the Two of Cups. Still seeking to maintain the balance and the diplomacy, because they have been stupid enough to put themselves in a weak position. That is why. It's not because of they're so loyal to United States. It's because they are weak and they relied on United States to protect them, and they need more time to build enough armies and weapons and all that. Let's do one more, just a 5-card spread, just to make sure, or to double check. What is the chance that Europe releases more dirt on Trump? Alright, so we have here the issue, Europe, Trump, and on top the outcome. Let's see. The devil. Conditioning. Bondage. Europe. 10 of Cups. Harmony. 10 of Cups. Let's see Trump. The Ace of Swords. The awareness. This is the Chariot. Now let's see the outcome, the card on top. This is more important. Slowing down. The Knight of Pentacles. It's gonna have to be like a collective decision, because I can see the 10 of Cups as the family, because it's not just one country that gets to decide. Again, there's this bondage energy. There's this like a restriction. I think that it depends on how things are developing. So I can't get a clear answer. I can't say that for sure, yes, we'll have the dirt on Trump. There's a strong resistance. But if it comes to the point, with this Chariot, breaking through, this awareness, this is seeing through, seeing the truth, and this is also about motion, moving, power, taking back control, but it's a slow process. So Europe, it's conditioned. It needs time to develop its own army, more weapons, to invest more in defense. And this is the weakness. This is maybe what holds them back to go full on, out in the open, knives out, with Trump. So I think this is the conditioning. Things are moving slow, but they're making efforts here to move faster, at least to get things in a direction. And for this Ace of Swords from Trump, we could also see this as a threat from Trump. Like, he's very direct, saying certain things, sending messages. Yeah. So from both these spreads, I'm getting the same message. They have the goods on Trump. They could expose him and leak more dirt out there, but they're bound. See the conditioning with the devil. They're held back. There's a resistance. There's an obstacle, and I think it has to do with their own inability right now to stand on their own. They still depend on the United States with many things, so it takes time for them to fully become independent, and then maybe we'll see a shift or something like this. So yeah, that's what I'm able to get from these cards. Now we'll see, because anything can happen. It also depends on how reckless Trump becomes, on how far his treachery will go. So yeah, there's a lot in balance there. Alright, so this was the reading for now. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care and have a beautiful day. Bye bye.